Let's take a little twirl around the rink with a morning skate edition of the Inside Edge. Here are your hosts, Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
We are at the Bell Center in Montreal today as the Blue Jackets get set to take on the Montreal Canadiens, closing out the season series against Montreal in a game that is huge for both of these teams. Montreal trying to maintain their guaranteed playoff spot in the Atlantic Division and not slip down into the wild card. And the Blue Jackets, Jody, trying to get back out of that wild card spot into a guaranteed playoff spot of their own in the Metropolitan.
Yes, they are, Bob, and it's funny, we've said it before, how things can change. And now you hear the energy in the background here as the team is doing a 2-on-1 drill, which two forwards are attacking one defenseman. Guys are putting the puck in the net. There is no lingering effects here this morning from the game in Carolina. That's a great sign. Good confidence, good energy, exactly where they need to be. Dealt with some business yesterday in practice, got that out of the way. And exciting times here in Columbus Blue Jacket land, we'll call it. And there's no question. They know what's at stake. They've watched, and they know they know New York is at home waiting. So tonight is big.
Tonight is very big. First guy on the ice today was Jared Bull. He got activated yesterday. Don't know if he's going to play or not in this game tonight. Might just wait for a couple. We'll see how they approach the whole thing. But looking at what's going on this morning, it looks interesting, trying to figure out who's in, who's out. We'll find out from head coach Todd Richards. But you have your lines written down from what you saw. What do you see that's different today?
Well, thanks for putting this on me, Bob. But what I saw was Calvert, Dubinsky, Atkinson, Umberger out, which is interesting for the veteran player. Now, I don't know. That's how it appears in the line rushes. We're not going to go with the gusto and throw it out there, put a stamp on it. It will be addressed after practice. But as it appears right now, Umberger looks like he's out. Jared Bull looks like he's out. Matt Fratt looks like he's out, and so does Schultz. He's out too. So, these guys, and Saint Denis is out too, French-Canadian fella here at the Bell Center. So the team is ramping things up, and what a statement if RJ, in fact, is out. He's a veteran player, like I said, and the rest of the team will definitely take notice of that.
Sergei Bobrovsky looks like he's in between the pipes, and the end that the Blue Jackets will defend twice here tonight. That's what the appearance is. And, of course, we talked about this on our show last night, that Curtis McElhinney slipped in there for the third period the other evening, and Todd Richards has had a couple of chances to give Bob a break of a period and a half, whatever the case may be. So it looks like he's trying to utilize those fully so he can get the most out of Sergei down the stretch here.
Well, I mean, it's a touchy situation, and you really go with feel and situation. So, yeah, they took him out the other night, gave him some rest, because guess what? They were down by 3. They needed a spark. Maybe that would provide it. And there's a back-to-back here, big back-to-back this weekend, plus another travel day and an afternoon game. So you put all that together, that's 3 games in a very short period of time. So smart play by Todd. He's going to get the most out of Sergei tonight, start over, and look for a good start here for the Jackets.
I want to talk about one guy in particular here today because it is special for him, and that is defenseman David Savard. When we were here in October, it was the first time he had ever played in this building. Obviously, as a French-Canadian, he was very excited. And at that time, who knew that he would have the season that he's having right now? So we went from October, where he was a young guy who had made a great impression in training camp, was getting a chance to play. We come back here in March, and he's a solid guy, easily top 4 on the blue line for this team right now, and looking to play not only his second game in this building, but, well, who knows? It might be the biggest game he ever plays in this building. At least it will be to this point in his career.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something about this building. The Centre Bell. That's the French version, Bob. It's incredible. I don't care where you're from. It's got a different feel. The seats are a deep, dark red. When you're on the ice, if you're sitting in the seats as we are, the ice is so white and bright, it's almost magical, we'll call it. And when you're on the ice and looking up, it's dark. And tonight, even this pregame skate, I remember coming in here, it was exciting because as a kid growing up in Canada, first of all, hockey night in Canada, live from Montreal, was just magical. Again, I use that word, I know. But you come here as a player, and there's just something about it. And these guys appreciate it. On the flip side of that, this building can be very intimidating tonight. For David Savard, he'll be so excited, friends, family, all that good stuff happening. But you get on that bench, if things go bad early, it is so tough to play in this building that the fans are right on top of you. You can see how steep the seats and the aisles are very, very steep. It's a fun atmosphere to be in. Key tonight for the Jackets, one of the keys, and I'll throw it out there now. Turn the fans on their players, as you can do in Madison Square Garden, as you can do in some of these big markets. But here, it seems like they have no patience at all.
And the last time the Blue Jackets were in here, they fell behind early, and this place was rocking. And it does literally rock. You can feel it shake, especially where we are up there on that gondola or whatever you want to call it that hangs over the ice where we broadcast from. But it got bad for the Blue Jackets early. They battled back in that game, and you're right. You can get them to turn on their players very, very quickly. Now, this is a Montreal team that's coming off a great performance last time out. They beat Colorado, scored 4 times in the third period to do it, and Thomas Vanek had a hat trick. So, at least for the moment, they love that acquisition of Thomas Vanek here.
Oh, oui, c'est bon, c'est très bon. And, finally, Vanek has been around a bit in the league, second trade of the year. Yep. And finds a home, I guess, in Montreal. And here's a guy that's going into free agency. We know what's on his mind. He wants to stay healthy, and he wants to score goals. So right now in Montreal, boy, there's a hero, and his name is, there's always Carey Price, but behind him this week or today, because it's hours after the last game, it's Thomas Vanek.
You know somebody who hasn't been talked about much at all, positively or negatively, is P.K. Subban.
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard anything about him?
Olympics, probably.
And he was on the bench, or he was scratched.
Play. Yeah, they've kind of toned him down. Michel Therrien came in here and told him to stop doing his little celebration stuff, and it's not about you. They kind of dialed it back, and, yeah, I guess maybe we don't pay attention, but you're right. He is a highlight reel. He's a fun guy to watch, so he's a guy the Blue Jackets got to try to hit tonight, and he's not easy to get to.
So tonight's game gets underway at 7:30 from the Bell Center here in Montreal. Jody will be on Fox Sports Ohio. I will be on the Blue Jackets radio network. That is going to wrap up this morning skate edition of the Inside Edge. Merci beaucoup.
You've been listening to the morning skate edition of the Inside Edge. Come back every game day to get the breakdown from Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.